It has been reported in Dublin Live this week that Dublin woman Aanchal Motra has been left traumatised after being physically and verbally assaulted by a group of 3 teenage girls on the Luas last week. Aanchal joins us now. Thanks indeed for talking to us this morning, Aanchal. Just tell us what happened to you on the Luas.
Hi. So it was on 10th of January, so I was heading back from to my home from work in the evening. So I took a green light Luas from Sandyford. So maybe after a while, or 10 minutes or so, 3 girls, they just hopped into the Luas, and they sat like beside me, next to me. So they were chatting, having popcorn, so everything was fine. And after suddenly, I don't know what happened, so one of them just kicked me hard, and she asked me to get out. I thought like maybe I misheard or something. So I just asked them like, sorry, what do you mean? So then she again kicked me and asked me to get out. And that was like, this time it was really hard again. I really retaliated and confronted them like what the problem was. So after that they just they just started throwing popcorns at me, and just thrashing me, abusing me, humiliating me, and it was so sudden, and it was so shocking. I was completely clueless, like what's just happening with me. I'm just trying to stop them, like what is the problem? Why are they doing this to me? And it was just like they were, hitting me with their elbow or just kicking me back and saying all sorts of abusive languages and foul language. And
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Can I ask, Aanchal, was there a racist motive to their comments? Do you know what? Not that there is any potential justification at all for how they behaved, but the kind of insults that were levelled at you, was there a racial aspect to that?
Not likely. I wouldn't say the racist comment. It was just more like, the abusive language, the foul language, and it was kind of as if the way they were looking at me, it did feel like they were like, there was this hate in their eyes, and that's why they just want me to move out of the seat. I don't know, but it was more like...
You must have feared for your safety, did you?
Definitely. I was so shocked. I was left clueless. Like sometimes it happens like your mind just get numb and you don't know how to react in that moment. You become so spineless. You don't know what the action you should take next. But there was this lady in the Luas, so she tried to stop them. She just said like, you just need to stop that. But the girls were so rude at her as well. So they screamed at her, and they tried to shut her up as well. But after that, yeah.
Were there many people on the Luas at the time? You say this lady intervened on your behalf. Were there many other people? Did anybody else intervene?
No, they did not. But everyone was actually witnessing that. But no one else came up. And it was like pretty much, peak hour in the evening. It was nearly 6:15. So I think everyone was heading back to their homes. So yeah, Luas was pretty much full that time. But only this lady, she tried to, stop them. But I think one reason could be that no one else came up, because once they could see like if one of the ladies, she stepped in, but they were so rude at her as well.
No, but there is a means you can and I have seen these advertisements on the Luas where you can ring you can text actually a number, and security will arrive pretty quickly, but clearly no security materialised in this case. How did it end up? Where did you get off the Luas? Did it end did it continue continue until you literally had to get off the Luas?
Oh, yeah. It continued till my stop, actually. So I tried to step out of that from my seat as well, but they blocked my way, with her leg. So I couldn't, just pass on like that. So I had to really push her leg aside, just to, go step out of my seat. But again, she kicked me from back, like while I was trying to, push her.
It's awful.
So just, and then they snatched my bag. And then again, one of them, she came running after, at the junction of the Luas where I have to move out. And then again, she tried to, block my way. And it was so horrific at that time. I had to literally snatch my bag from them, because, and then they were kicking me from behind and throwing again popcorns in my eyes and my hair everywhere, like all sorts of abuse they could use at that moment. They were doing that.
A very traumatic experience, an awful experience, and you had to go through. You and your husband, tell me, you've launched a petition. What is the petition about?
So the petition is like, it's more of the law that is shielding these minors, because I can clearly see that particular day again that these 3 girls were underaged. And I think the law protects them from, because even if, you go for, to complain about them, it's just that they're given a warning. And I just believe that a warning is not enough for act like that committed by these minors.
Okay.
And the petition is all about this, that the law should be changed, because these minors, you don't even realize how aggressive they could be, and their act. It's not only an antisocial behavior; it's more like a crime.
I have seen them in action on the Luas, and it is not pleasant to see. And I know your husband had a very unpleasant experience on the Dart as well. So I'm just so sorry that has been your experience using public transport. It's not good enough. You're absolutely right. It isn't good enough. And look, thank you for sharing your very traumatic story. I hope you're doing okay now. Aanchal M, thank you indeed for talking to Newstalk Breakfast this morning. Let us know your experience, folks, on public transport, whether it's in Dublin or whether it's in Cork or Limerick or Galway, whatever. Is this news to you? I have seen some of these young people in action on the Luas, and it's pretty unseemly, to put it very mildly. But that's a horrible experience Aanchal had there.